Morning, guys. So I'm Teach, and I'll be taking you through the accident and incident reporting. So, as we all know, in our workplaces, accidents do happen whenever you're working, be it in an office, at the field, in the plant. We all know what accidents are, and what is the agenda of this toolbox talk is we want to promote accident reporting so that those accidents can be investigated as a way of improving our safety management systems so that everyone will be safe. So, what is an accident? An accident can be defined as something that happens when it is unplanned for and has the potential or the actual possibility of causing death, injury, or illness that is pertaining to humans, and with reference to the environment or property, it can cause damage. And accidents can range from near miss incidents, the small accidents, up to the serious incidents, which are the ones we refer to as emergencies. So why do we report an accident? This is, as we all know, in our companies, there are policies, the standards, there are procedures. So accident reporting, it is a legal requirement. You have to comply with that. Also, it raises awareness. Whenever there's an accident, if you hear that there was an accident at the plant, you know that that area is now a no-go area. The accident will be. Then also, it also prevents recurrence of those accidents through investigation. When you investigate the accident, you know what went wrong. That's when you prevent the recurrence. It is a way of improving safety at our workplaces, and also it serves the next person. So, what is to be reported? We must report every incident from the small ones, the one we refer to as near misses, up to the worst case scenarios, that is deaths. Also, occupational diseases, we must report those. Dangerous occurrences, we must report those. Even accidents that happens to non-workers near the plant or near the workplace, we must report those. And this is how we must report an accident. Firstly, you have to use normal language whenever you're reporting an accident so that the next person, the person you are reporting it to, understands what you are saying. And you must remember to use the 5 Ws. With the 5 Ws, we are talking about who was at the incident, who was at the place when the accident occurred, who was involved, who witnessed it, and who was injured. Also, you have to know when it happened, that refers to the date and the time of the incident. As well, we have to know where it happened, that is the location of the incident, and also what happened. That's when you list the sequence of events that led to the incident, the sequence of events that occurred during the incidents. Also, you can also report why it happened. That is, if you know. If you don't know, you leave that one out. And also, whenever you are reporting, you have to only include facts. You don't have to put your opinions or subjectify anything. You must include facts of what happened. Don't defend anyone. Just report what you saw. And it is also good to take pictures and videos. Those ones, they support the fact that you they have reported. And also, to add on to all this, you must be professional. That is, you don't subjectify anything or put any opinions, stick to the facts and be objective. And so what do we need to record these? First, what I to report all those things that I've been mentioning earlier, you have to have an incident report form. This is where you put all the names, answering those who's, all the deaths, and also that's where you describe what happened and to whom did it happen and how it happened. And that's where you state the injury details or the damage details. Also, if possible, you must take statements of the witnesses and photos, as I have mentioned. And to communicate all these reports to the next person, or maybe you were just a witness, you want to communicate it to the supervisors, to the SHE assistants, SHE practitioners. You can use so many tools. You can do it online. Nowadays, the world has gone digital. You can use it, or you can do it online. You can communicate verbally, or you can call, and also to communicate to the whole plant, to the whole company. Safety bulletin boards are another tool for that. That's where we list our SHE statistics. I guess everyone knows those. And also during our safety toolbox, like these ones, if there was an accident, we would have reported it to you guys so that you would know what had happened at the workplace. So yeah, that's it. That's all we have on accident reporting. I guess everyone has understood what it is, what needs to be done, and why it is to be done. So I'll leave this time to the audience so that you can give us your comments, your feedback, and any questions. Hello, guys. Anyone from the audience? Yes, Mr. Ranga.
Thank you, Mr. Teach. I would like to pose a question to the audience on how we can improve on reporting the minor accidents, the ones that we call near misses. A lot of times people trip on stairs, drop printer cartridges. What can we do to conscientize our workers that they have to report everything, not what they deem to be a big accident? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ranga, for that. I guess everyone has heard the question. Mr. Ranga is asking what needs to be done so that we promote reporting of any type of incident, be it small or big. What can we do, guys? I guess we have someone who can answer that from the audience.
Hello, guys.
Hi.
Yes, I'm the one with the name Y9 Prime. I forgot to edit my name, but my name is it's Maroa.
It's okay, sir.
Yes, I think we should also to address the question. We should try to strive and improve our communications. By communications, I mean informal communication. Most of the times, it's all about organizational culture. The culture needs to be there, and people need to be told, and also encouraged to report the minor accidents, because people have got a tendency of putting a blame culture. So once people feel blamed or don't want to be associated with blame for this accident or maybe for these minor incidences, they will tend not to report these things. So it's usually encouraged to improve people's culture, their safety culture and their perspective, that reporting these minor incidences will also help improve the safety system as a whole, as we can best improve and best come up with strategies to improve such systems and also to avoid these near misses. Because it's all about a domino effect. First example, it's always a near miss, a near miss, a near miss, until actually someone dies or until it's something serious. So when it comes to safety, sometimes near misses seem to be little things or things that can easily be ignored, but there are signs there of potential danger and great damage and harm to people. So it's all about improving the culture and also reducing the aspect of blame. That needs to be encouraged. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that contribution. Mr. Mpunga, you have something?
Yes. No, thank you, Teach, for running, for presenting the toolbox talk. It's always an interesting thing when it comes to reporting of incidents. You know, once in a while, you know, you can have a silly incident, and sometimes it can be embarrassing to, you know, to go and report. You know, particularly, I'll give you an example. The other day, I tripped, and literally fell over. So now, in some workplaces, you find that it may be, you know, you can be embarrassed to present your case, and especially when everyone hears about it, then they say, "Ah, look, this guy, he fell over." So we need to encourage each other, as the previous speaker mentioned, that, you know, it's okay. Every incident is an important incident, because eventually those little things that we keep to ourselves, you find that sometimes many people walk over the same spot and they all trip over. But because we're embarrassed or we don't have a culture of accommodating even what are considered the silly incidents, they continue to happen until something more serious happens. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mpunga, for
Thank you for that, Fungai. And as an addition, I see Engineer Mshayabasa. Thank you for attending. During my internship with ZETDC, they ran a culture change program for which I realized they were breaking barriers between management and the shop floor worker, such that the manager does not look like a lion trying to eat a little rat. So, such that, can you hear me?
Yes, we
Fungai,
can hear
can
you.
you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. So I was saying that they developed the Rene culture change, which broke the barriers between management and the shop floor worker. I believe it also helps us to report accidents as shop floor workers, because the person whom you are going to, you now feel comfortable telling them what is troubling you. I believe if we can adopt that in our companies and organizations, we can have all accidents reported and addressed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ranga. Thank you for that. Also to add on, I think one way we can promote accident reporting is to establish safety recognition. This is where we do rewards. We reward those who report any type of incidents. With that, you can see people coming in with more incidents, and that can promote our safety culture. Is there anyone with another question, contribution, or feedback? Yes.
Yes.
Tatenda.
Okay. Thank you very much for the good topic and the good presentation and also the opportunity. And good morning to everyone. My name is Tatenda Nyenda. I think in addition to what you have said, the one thing that will also promote the reporting of what seemingly minor issues that you call near misses is the response of the recipient of the reporting information, who may be the safety and health professional or leader in the organization, or who may be the supervisor, who may be the HOD, or who may be even the top manager within the organization. I think we can sum it to say the response of professionals and as well as leadership. So if I report what seems a minor issue and you are not moved and you do not respond in terms of wanting to investigate why it has happened, and in terms of wanting to make sure that some corrective actions will actually take place, in terms of wanting to get there really to investigate what has actually happened and the factors around. I think if I am your subordinate, obviously I will say it is to no avail really to report. So your action after you have received the information, either as a professional, will go a long way in influencing what the workers will actually do in terms of reporting those. Your action as a leader or head of department or leader of organization will also influence how they will react. So I think what is important is when a professional receives that information in terms of the reporting that you say, that the leaders receive that in terms of how you've said it has to be reported, their response, especially their desire to investigate the factors around that and wanting to put corrective measures as well as corrective action, I think it will actually fuel the desire to report incidents in future. Thank you.
What a great contribution, Mr. Nyenda. So we are hearing it, guys. The superiors, they say safety begins from the top down. So we can preach and preach to the employees that you must report near misses, but it's how you respond to those near misses that will make it effective for them to report. So I see Mr. Gwenzi, your hand is up. You can come up. Tafadhali Gwenzi. Hello? Okay. Maybe something was a mistake. Yes, Mr.
Hello?
Yes, away.
Yes, I'm sorry, I forgot it. My name is Marwa again. I would
Oh, it's
just like to
Marwa. Thank you.
reinforce the previous contribution. It also comes down to the culture, as I has mentioned before. We should always try to encourage ourselves within the workplace so that we become our brother's keeper. You see, when you see your workmate or your colleague experiencing a near miss, it's also our obligation as a part of the team to report those things. You see, but the culture will also come into play whereby that person will feel like you're not reporting them to the superiors. You should always try to encourage ourselves to be our brother's keeper. Therefore, our safety management system will work more properly because the monitoring, the supervisors are not always there all the time. You see, when these hazards are, when we're exposed to hazards. But sometimes you might notice that someone is at risk or someone is not doing those things properly or following the guidelines properly. You should always try to encourage to report and also to even warn them. Don't expect the chief officer or the supervisor to warn your colleague each and every time. But it's also our responsibilities as a part of the team and as part of the safety work management system to actually warn others, also remind our workmates to follow the regulations or follow those requirements that are there to keep us safe within the workplace.
Thank you, Mr. Maro. I guess everyone is hearing it. So guys, this is what we need to take home at our workplaces. We need to implement some of these things we are hearing here. They are very effective. Try it on, you'll see it. So thank you. Is there anyone else who wants to contribute? Oh, yes.
Hello.
Yes, Gwenzi.
Yeah,
Yes,
I just
Mr.
wanted to
Gwenzi.
say, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Yeah, I am an HR student at Border Chambers Limited. So at one point, when we were conducting those accident investigations, we just find out some of our employees think when we are conducting an accident investigation, they think we are trying to blame them when you say, show us what happened when the accident occurred. So I think as safety reps or HR, we just need to tell our employees that, guys, when you're conducting this interview, those accident investigation, we are trying to look for a way to deal maybe with the machines or to avoid another accident to occur. So I think our employees, we need to communicate. I think that's my contribution.
Thank you, Mr. Gwenzi. This is hello.
If you communicate, those employees will think you are trying to blame them for the accident, but sometimes it's not their fault. So you just need to give them assurance that, guys, this is not to put the blame on you, but we are trying to be proactive. So that's my contribution. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Gwenzi. This is a very great contribution. As you are aware, that will be our main topic of today. We are going to discuss on accident investigation and we will touch on those things so that you'll be enlightened that investigations is not about blame. Thank you, sir. So, Ms. Nando, you can come up, sir. I can see your hand is up. Wellington Nando.
Yes, it's up. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yes, how are you? Thank you for the acknowledgement. How are you? I'm fine. My name is Wellington Nando. I'm an engineer at ZFC, and my contribution or my general view is that it's the culture is the same. I think throughout most industries, when people conduct accident investigations, shop floor workers tend to think that it's some sort of witch hunt, but it's a cultural problem that emanated, I think, from way back when accident investigations will actually get 1 or 2 people fired. It was never in the context of continuous improvement, of which I think is one of the roots or stems for this whole for conducting an accident investigation. So I believe I heard one contributor said that it's a matter of it's an issue of culture, and I tend to agree with that. But you have to instill a sort of culture that will not expose shop floor workers to victimizations of sorts. I think that's my 2 cents on it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nando. Thank you for that. Thank you, everyone, for your contribution. So that's it for our Toolbox talk.